Alright, let's get into it. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. A lot of stuff. My goodness. You know, North Korea is still doing their stuff. They launched another missile today and did a test. And their nuke area is supposedly, getting ramped up to do a nuclear test. And, we got an issue there. We basically have an individual who says to the world, I don't care, whatever you tell me, I'm going to do what I want to do. Which is kind of like every single one of us. We want to do what we want to do, not what somebody else wants us to do. Let's see, the Fitzgerald got hit by that cargo truck, our cargo tanker, and you got to wonder, what the hell? How the hell did that happen? Nobody's really talking about it. But there's no way that big a ship, or any ship, could have gotten to the Fitzgerald if it was operational. Yes, I'm actually suggesting that it was not operational. I am actually suggesting that North Korea, with the suggestions of a few months ago, if you will remember, that they have technology that would take our ships out and that he could destroy our ships at his will. And then the Fitzgerald, for some reason, gets struck, almost sunk. 7 members of the crew killed. Why? How? What? So, in the days following this event, of course, we have, what do we have? We have GPS tracking of the cargo ship, which shows that it started to turn towards the vessel, the Fitzgerald, and then something happened and it turned away, and it went up about 28 minutes and went back about 28 minutes. And went in behind the Fitzgerald and came up almost at a deeper than a 45-degree angle. They were ramming the Fitzgerald to sink it. And they almost succeeded. They almost succeeded at it. But again, you would have to wonder why the Fitzgerald never saw it. Or did they see it, they just couldn't do anything about it, EMPs are a serious thing, and I always thought that our military had the technology to keep away from EMPs, but it is completely plausible and arguable via the GPS data on the cargo ship and the reporting times of the Philippines saying, we just hit the ship when, so it can be argued that some sort of electronic device was used to disable the ship, and as the people disabled the ship, they went on about their way, and probably called into the people that they did it for, and they said, what do you want us to do? The ship's disabled. It actually worked. Sink it. They only had one way to sink it, and that was to ram it. So, but let's see. Well, oh yeah, we got something else happening. Yellowstone. This last week or so, Yellowstone's been having massive a number of earthquakes, which is earthquake swarms, which is indicated of magma on the move. And there are some people that are crunching the numbers. I can't do that, but they can. So they're crunching the numbers and coming up with some fantastic information. They're even suggesting that parts of the park is elevating, that is, rising up from the magma underneath it. There's no doubt that Yellowstone is going to erupt. The last time I was alive here in the States, when Mount St. Helens erupted. Mount St. Helens, we discovered earthquakes and whatever else was happening. I don't remember exactly, but you know, like 3 or 4 months before it actually erupted. Hell, they even had the side of the mountain that was getting bigger and bigger from all the magma underneath it. So they knew it was going to erupt. They just didn't know how bad it was going to erupt. So there's no doubt that Yellowstone is getting ready to erupt to some degree. When it's going to happen, nobody knows. Okay, but here recently, I mean, with all the earthquakes and now suggesting the ground is starting to rise in the caldera, is an indication that it's going to be relatively soon. Like I said, it was 4 months, 3 or 4 months, Mount St. Helens. So June, July, August, September, October. You know, if it doesn't erupt by October, I guess maybe I'm wrong. If it doesn't erupt by October, then you know, maybe it was just a false. The world is constantly changing, just like we as human beings are constantly changing. The world is constantly changing, and the world is changing with us on it. Sorry to bust y'all's bubble, but the universe does not revolve around any of us. And that's why you've got these great events happening. You know, Yellowstone's, what's happening there, the Arctic, what's happening there, the ice growth. You've got the North Pole, whatever, where all those ice things are falling apart. All of this is just part of the planet's doing its thing. It has nothing to do with us. Let's see. Oh, the other thing now they're talking about, in case you don't know, polar change. The poles do change on the planet. You can find it in the seabed history of, I believe it's the South Pacific, or somewhere out there is where lava is continually coming up out of the ground, and it just comes up evenly, and so as it comes up it spreads out like this. Well, on this spread, it has bands, and the bands are different colors. You got, you know, like gray, black, gray, black. Well, it took scientists a long time, but they figured out what that was, and that is polar switch, which is a natural phenomenon for the planets. It's done it a shitload of times in the 4.5 billion years it's been here. But yeah, that could be a problem too. So you get all these things happening pretty much in rapid order. You start really wondering what, you know, is the end of the world coming? And I think, yeah, the end of the world is coming for most of us. Somebody, I think it was George Carlin, said that the planet could shake us off like a bad case of fleas. And that's really true. The planet's continually trying to kill us, if you look at it realistically. I mean, but yeah. So when the polar change reversal happens, nobody's really sure exactly how it's going to happen, but all the water that is on the south side of the planet, you know, because the planet's not around, it's elliptical, because it has a lot of more water on the bottom side of it than it does on the top side. So one argues that if the poles switch, all that water, which is at the South Pole, is now going to rush north to the new South Pole. And when this happens, there'll be massive devastation and flooding. The United States will basically be not very much of what it was before, but I mean, you know, everything probably, what is it? The Branson Ozarks? Everything east of the Ozarks, east of, say, East Texas here, all's going to be underwater. So, and again, when's that going to happen? And what the hell will we do about it anyway? See, this is kind of, I think, the point of wanting to get it to in this conversation was all this shit's happening, and people are stressing out. They don't know what to do. They get an information overload. It's this, it's that, it's the other. It's, oh my God. This is the way I deal with it. If I have no control or influence on the situation and it doesn't bother me, it doesn't change my reality. So everybody can get stressed out about Yellowstone. Okay. Yellowstone's going to erupt. Okay. Is there anything in my control or influence to involve that? No. None. So it doesn't change my reality. So I'm not gonna worry about it. North Korea, oh my God, did North Korea actually, do they have these EMPs? These 2 satellites that they have circling south to north the United States every day with what some people believe was an EMP device of some sort, a nuclear bomb basically. What you do is you just fire it down and explode it in some way, but at a high altitude, and that would wipe out the electric grid underneath it. So, but if they, like what's his name said, oh, we've got something that'll take care of your ships, and then the ship just suddenly gets hit, those are concerning things. If they send rockets with nuclear weapons and start killing our people, that's a horrendous thing. And I still have to do the same test. Do I have any control or influence in that situation? Absolutely not. So it doesn't change my reality, and therefore I'm not going to let it affect me and how I'm thinking. If I keep you on a roller coaster of emotion and never let you get clear-headed about what's really happening, I control you. That's why I've said in the past, the media is the opposition party. They are the ones that are feeding you all this information. Good, bad, or indifferent. Clouded, slighted, straight, balanced, whatever words you want to call it. If you constantly digest that, and your peers around you are digesting things, and you're interacting with your peers, and you're redigesting what you've digested, and all this, just one story after the other keeps coming at you and coming at you and coming at you, it overwhelms you, and it makes you susceptible to controlling. Once you get that idea down in your head, you can take the next level and find out who's doing the controlling. Anyway, I haven't done a video in a while, so I just wanted to put something out. Y'all need to love your family. Tell the people that are close to you that you love them very much every day. Every day, do everything you can to make sure the people that you love and care about know that you love and care about them. Why? Because you're not always going to be here, and neither are they. Doesn't matter what way you are going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. So I take every moment that I have to let my wife and my family know that I love them, I care about them, and we're a family. We're doing it together. I don't have any friends, really. Let's be honest with it. Because to be honest with you, nobody wants to sit in the house 24/7 like I do. But whatever. It is what it is. I guess that's why I have a Facebook. Anyway, I want you to teach. Love one another. Be good to each other. Oh. What color is that? What color is this? What color is this? What color is this? And why does it matter? I tell you why it matters, because the people who want to control you want to divide you to where you don't want anything to do with any other skin color, which is like the most shallowest fucking thing I can think of. It's ridiculous. Don't judge me by my skin color. Don't judge me by my physical appearance. Judge me by my heart and my actions. And I will do the same for you. Peace.